Formative assessment is absolutely vital to a student's development.
It provides opportunities for students to develop their understandings of the objectives.
Through the identification of the objectives in the syllabus, we have an understanding of what we need to teach our students.
It's a process of learning how to do things before you actually have to demonstrate it at a later date.
The relationship between semester 1 and 2 is about building students' understanding of the processes and skills required to actually engage within a design process.
We would have had a number of points where we've conferenced with students individually.
Feedback can also be provided in terms of it being individual and specific to a student, and I might be able to do that through a conversation with them. It might also be in terms of verbal feedback to a class as a whole.
In our subject, the student and the teacher works almost hand in hand in the final task in a collaborative manner, to the point where the teacher is almost a participant in that process.
So they've got a research book and all of their research, I've encouraged them to put it all in the one place. And so it's very easy for me to bring a student up to the front, sit down, go through their journal.
The relationship between formative and summative assessment is that you're providing feedback to the student so that that feeds forward for the summative. So it's the learning about how to do things so that when they come to the summative thing, they've already had that experience and they know how to go forward.
Semesters 3 and 4 is about building on those concepts that have been founded in semesters 1 and 2, and that allows the teacher to design tasks that are more complex in nature, that requires more independent student work, that allows the teacher to actually, in a sense, stand back slightly from the learning environment to provide students with a greater amount of responsibility for decisions that they make and a lot more ownership of their tasks.
By the time our final task comes around, I do take a backward step as a teacher, and the students are constructing a very individual response to a very individual idea that they have formulated. Often in that process, students are telling me about some of the stuff that they've learnt that I certainly may not be an expert in at that point. So my input is usually about processes, it's about ideas, and I have no input whatsoever into the end result or the level of achievement that the student will get.
So identify what they've done well and to acknowledge the good work that has been done, acknowledge the success criteria that have been met, and then to go and have a look and say where improvement can take place. It needs to be very specific and it needs to be written, and the grade again is not terribly significant. Research has shown that students respond more to the actual feedback than to marks. And so marks don't bring about improvement, grades don't bring about improvement. It is the specific, very explicit feedback you're giving them that will provide an opportunity for improvement and greater success in the summative assessment.